Alright guys, so I'm back with another video, and this is going to be a really quick, easy one. What I want to show you guys today is what to do if you have any leftover turkey. If you're like me, you're running out of time between work and schoolwork that I have to do this week. I don't really have a lot of time to spend on cooking, and I don't want these leftovers to go to waste. So I'm just going to show you how to use your turkey to make just a quick leftover kind of turkey and gravy topping, and we're gonna have that over rice. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead and get my rice on. I'm using Uncle Ben's rice, and I'm just putting it in a rice cooker, which makes it just a little bit more efficient, because while I'm cooking the turkey and getting the gravy and all that together, it can just cook on its own. So you just basically follow the instructions of your rice cooker. I'm just gonna fill it up to this level. It says, which is 2 cups, and then you just fill it up on the other side with the water, the amount of water. So as you can see, that's filled up for the 2 cups of rice. And I'm going to go ahead and add the water in to the line right here, the 0.4 line. Okay, perfect. And I like to add a little bit of salt in there, kosher salt. That might be like a half a teaspoon. And just mix it up a little bit. Cover this. And I'm going to plug it up, and it's just going to go ahead and start cooking. I'm just going to turn it down to cook. Once it's done, it's going to pop up to warm. Alright, and I'll be back. I'm just going to go ahead and get situated and start on the turkey gravy. Alright guys, so I'm back, and I have my pan on 6. I'm going to go ahead and add 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter to this, and I'm going to go ahead and let that melt down. While this is melting down, I'm just going to go over some of the seasonings that I'm going to be using, because what I'm essentially doing right now is melting my butter, and I'm going to add equal parts of all-purpose flour to make a roux so I can make my own gravy. And in that gravy, we're going to use turkey stock, and we'll just gauge once we get to that point about how much turkey stock we're going to use. I'm also going to be using some ground black peppers, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and some poultry seasoning. And if you don't have turkey stock, that's perfectly fine. You can substitute it and use chicken broth if you want, or chicken stock, whatever suits best. And also seasoning wise, you know, you can always taste it and adjust seasonings to your liking. Oh, and also I forgot to show you guys right here, I'm going to be using some onions in there also. Alright, just going to continue to let that melt down, and then we'll get our flour in there. And I'll be back once it's totally melted, so you guys don't have to wait. Alright guys, so I'm back, and the butter is completely melted. What I'm going to do now is add my onion. This was a medium onion, and I just diced it about medium size. Just going to go ahead and add that to the pan. And I'm just going to turn up just a little bit, around 6.5, and let these cook up for a bit. And then we'll go ahead and get the flour added in. And you just want to cook it to the texture that you're looking for. Some people do translucent. I don't really cook mine that much of the way, because it's still going to cook in the gravy. Because the gravy and the turkey and all that is going to cook together. So I'll probably just cook this up a minute or 2. And you want to make sure you don't have your heat too high, because you don't want to burn your butter. Working with butter is a little bit different. Now, if you have a different type of oil that has a higher heat content, then you can, you know, turn it up a little bit. Just let that cook for a bit. And like I said, guys, this is something that's real easy. You don't want, you know, to waste your leftover turkey. I mean, it's quick, it's easy. During the week, you're talking about a 30-minute meal, pretty much, because the rice in the rice cooker is about 20-some minutes, and this isn't going to take that long. So a quick, easy 30-minute meal. And we're having leftover collard greens, but I mean, if you don't have a vegetable, I mean, you can easily do something like some green beans or corn or whatever you like, and that can be cooking along while you're cooking everything else. Alright, perfect. Here, I'm going to let that go for a little bit more. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the flour in. All right. Okay, perfect. So let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and add the flour in, making sure I stir. Get it incorporated. Don't want it to be clumpy. And we definitely want to make sure we cook in this flour out. So I'm going to cook it out for about a minute or two. And then I'll be back and show you guys how it looks once it's cooked out. Alright guys, so I'm back and this has been cooking for about 2 minutes. And you want to make sure you're constantly stirring it. We're just cooking that flour out. You don't want a raw flour taste. And with this type of, you can call it a roux. With this type of roux, it's not going to be a darker roux because you're doing like a lighter gravy. This is like how you do a chicken or a turkey gravy. Now, if it was something like a beef gravy, then of course you would want your roux a little bit darker. So since that's cooked out, what we're going to do now, and my heat is still on about 6.5, I'm going to go ahead and just add my turkey stock in there. And I'm just going to stir while I add it. Again, you don't want it to clump up. So we continue to stir. And right now I'm just going to be guessing because I did use some of this turkey stock. I want to say I had about 3 cups left in this 32-ounce container. So I'm just going to use, and then you can just let it cook up and boil a little bit and see if you need to add more. If it's too thick for you, you can go ahead and add more turkey stock to it. Alright. Okay. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now, let's see here, I said I had about 3 cups left in here and I used just about 2. So I probably have about 1 more cup in here. We're just going to let that cook up and see how thick it is. I'm going to add my turkey in. But what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and season it up. Alright, so we're going to start off with the black pepper. And this is a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And then I'm going to go in with the garlic. Right here, I get the garlic right here. And that's going to be 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder. We're going to do 1/2 tablespoon of onion powder. And then I'm going to also do a 1/2 tablespoon of the poultry seasoning. And poultry seasoning, it adds a great flavor to it. It would just be, they usually use it in packed gravy, but I mean, this is what you can do if you want to make your own. And it usually has like sage in there. And you also see what else. Yeah, sage, thyme, oregano, mustard powder, black pepper. Alright, so like I said, you can taste and adjust. So I'm just going to go ahead and stir that in. It smells really good in here, you guys. I'm telling you, you got to get up and close up. And if you guys have ever had homemade gravy, it's nothing like it. And nothing's wrong with the pack, It does, if you're in quick and a hurry. But if you got just a little extra time. And plus, sometimes we usually have all the ingredients right in the house. You just grab whatever out the cupboard. And so I'm going to go ahead and add this. And this is white and dark turkey meat. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in there. Go ahead, I have to get my hands in there. They're clean, so don't worry, guys. Add a little bit. May have chosen the wrong pot for this. Nope, it'll all work out. Oh wow, it smells good. I'm telling you guys, listen, this will be a hit with your family. This dish right here over some rice, definitely be a hit. Alright, got that all in there. Just gonna stir this up, and then I'm gonna turn my heat down to about 4 and cover it and let that simmer a little bit, and then we'll check on it in say about maybe 7 minutes, and I'll be back. Alright guys, so I'm back and it's been 7 minutes, and now we're gonna off camera I did check and I tasted. Like I said, you want to adjust the seasonings. With me, when it comes to salt, and you guys can do this however you want, I usually like to add certain types of seasonings, or whether it's salt near the end, because if I'm using a seasoning that has salt in it already, like that poultry seasoning, I don't want to run the risk of it being overly salty, because you can't take salt back once you put it in there. So we're going to adjust the seasonings a little bit more and put some more onion powder, and we're going to put some more garlic powder in here, as well as pepper. So I'm going to go in again with a ½ tablespoon of garlic powder, ½ tablespoon of onion powder, ½ tablespoon of poultry seasoning. Because like I said, you want to just check your salt content, because we're not only just working with, you know, seasonings that may have salt in it, you have to check, you know, the sodium content. But if you're, you know, used to checking it on like your stocks. And then I'm going to add a ½ teaspoon of kosher salt. And then we'll go from here. We'll let it cook a little bit more, and then I'll check it again. And also with the consistency, it's a great consistency. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of this turkey stock, because it's going to cook for a little bit more. Like I said, I mean, it's still a 30-minute meal, but you do want to give those flavors time to marry, especially with that turkey. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. And it's still on the same temperature, 4. And then we're going to let it cook. And I'll come back and check on it in about 10 more minutes. So our cooking time would be about 17 minutes so far. Alright, be back. Alright guys, so I'm back, and I'm telling you, it's really smelling good in here. It's been another 10 minutes. You can let it go a little bit longer if you want. I may let mine go another 10 minutes. It's still coming like right under 30 minutes or whatever. And like I said, make sure you're tasting it and it's to your liking. You can always adjust the seasons. And one thing that I forgot to mention earlier, because I didn't have it, is that not only onion is good in this, if you have celery, you can chop up some celery and add it in. But my rice is already done, so I'm just going to let this go a little bit more, and last time that you come back, I'm going to be plating it up. Alright guys, so I'm back, and it's pretty much done. It cooks for a total of about 27 to 30 minutes. So I already turned my heat off, and I'm just going to plate up. My rice is done, and this is what I love about a rice cooker. It cooks your rice pretty much perfect. Like, it's perfect when it cooks your rice. And you don't have to worry, you know, sit over there and look over it and wonder if it's overcooked, if it's not. So I'm just going to put a little bit of rice in there. And then I'm going to come over here to our delicious turkey gravy with the white meat and dark meat. Give it a good stir. Like I said, it's already off, but it's still residual heat is cooking. I'm going to go ahead and plate it up. I'm telling you guys, it smells delicious in here. And I mean, it stretches far. It can feed a large family, a small family, and then you don't have to worry about anything wasted. Let me get paper towel 1 second to wipe this off the side. And there you guys go. You know, you can get a little fancy with it, whatnot. Put some parsley. You don't have to, but we can. There you go. Your rice with turkey and gravy. Hope you guys enjoy.